right, man, you're ready to go.
Welcome to Race Time Radio. You'll hear from the best in Canadian U.S. racing this week. Grab a cold one and stick around.
All right, you're good there. Got a car in the wall.
The starter tower has signaled. We're ready to roll. It's Race Time Radio and starts right now. Here's your host, Joe Chisholm.
Everybody have a safe one. Keep her in one piece.
And good evening and welcome to Race Time Radio, everybody. Sure glad you could tune in tonight. Much appreciated. What a beautiful weekend, right? We finally got some beautiful conditions and we had a lot of great racing on the racetrack. Back with you. I was flying this time last week coming home from the IWK 250. And, man, what a race out there at Riverside this year again. It was just amazing. We'll talk lots about it here tonight. We'll have Nicholas Naugle coming up, the guy that went to victory lane in the IWK 250. But here, let me tell you who all we've got coming on tonight's show. It's a dandy lineup. We're going to kick it all off with Kyle Steckly. He gets the jacket, right? The Masters of the Pros. It's finally come to Canada. The first time a Canadian has won this race, and it took Kyle Steckly to do it. He did it just the other night, and he's going to join us right off the top of the show. So we'll catch up with Kyle Steckly. He will be our Stewart's Equipment Hot Seat interview, my dad. Then we're going to hear from the IWK 250 winner with Nicholas Naugle. He is going to pop on by. Busy guys, right? They just come off the race at PEI. They were at Oyster Bed Speedway just last night. We'll hear from Corey Hull that went to victory lane. He had a disastrous IWK 250, and it sounded like he was having some trouble right off the bat in PEI. He got everything ironed out and went to victory lane. So safe to say, whatever troubles he had, he got behind right away and got things sorted out, went to victory lane. So we'll catch up with him tonight. Now, I'm hoping to have Ricky Summers join the show. He is a Canadian super truck driver out on Canada's west coast. The teams are all at Prince George Speedway in BC. They are scheduled to race tonight. So, or today, let me put it that way. Weather could be an issue, and it may not be. Hopefully those guys get a chance to race. Ricky Summers went to victory lane last night at Prince George. It's a doubleheader there. We're going to try and get Ricky on the show, but if he's racing, he won't be able to do the interview. So it's kind of wait and see how things are all working out. I've got Ricky all the stuff he needs to join us, and it's just a question of whether he's going to be able to join us or not. So we will keep you up to date on that. We'll also hear from Alex Tagliani. He went to victory lane at the name of the track. Calabogie, thank you, Sue. Calabogie is where Alex won his race. And, of course, they're in Edmonton to run a doubleheader last night at the 74 car, won the first 150. So Kevin Lacroix did that. And coming home with a victory in the second race that was rain-shortened, I might add, was the 96 of Marc-Antoine Cameron. So his streak continues. But I'll tell you, Kevin Lacroix really, really wanted that race to continue. He figured his Napa Chevrolet was going to go out there and win the second race as well. But it was rain shortened, so not much you can do there. The 80 car was also right there. Donald Teach was having a really good run, and he was right on the rear deck lid of the 96. So when the rain came out, that was the end of that. So we hope to catch up with Alex Tagliani on the show. We'll also hear from Matt Shirley. He was driving the Crush It rocket machine out there in Edmonton, ran both races, come away with two top 10 finishes. So we'll catch up with Matthew here tonight on the show. And I was really hoping we were going to end up with Ben Young, the guy that leads the points in the Canadian Superbikes. Of course, the Canadian Superbikes are heading for CTMP next weekend. Bridgestone just announced an extension. Now, we don't have superbike riders on the show ever, right? It's just we've got enough to handle with what we cover on the show. And I thought, man, we got to get these guys on. If you've ever watched motorcycle racing and to see it happen at CTMP, it's breathtaking. Truly crazy, these guys. Ben Young is from Thornbury, Ontario, and he's a 5-time champion. The guy knows how to ride, and he's heading for CTMP. He's the current point leader in the Bridgestone Superbikes, and I was really hoping to get him on the show here tonight. Haven't heard back from him, so chances are we're not going to have Ben on the show, but man, it would be so cool to speak with him and see if we can get a preview into the Canadian Superbikes. But it's probably not going to happen. We're going to try. We'll keep trying as the show goes through. But what do you say we get this thing started? And we'll do it with a guy that's got a new green jacket that he'll be able to wear around. His name is Kyle Steckly. He is our Stewart's Equipment Hot Seat interview. What's going on, Kyle? How are you, kiddo?
Doing good, Joe. How are you?
Fantastic, my friend. Congratulations. That's a big win for you to pick up, huh?
Yeah, it was huge. It was a great couple days in Owosso with my 22 racing bunch, and we had a really fast APC Stewart's Equipment number 22 car there, and we just kept working on little things through our practice, and we ended practice top of the board and then qualified strong, and the race just played out perfectly for us.
Yeah, well, and you got to look at and give a nod of the cap to Chase Pensano. He set fast time in that show. He looked like he was going to be real good, and he was. But Kyle, there was no doubt that 22 car you had underneath you was spot on. Had a bunch of restarts near the end of it, and you had to be right on your game. Those guys were all hungry for the spot you were in.
Yeah, it's a huge race, and all those guys were super hungry, and it's fun racing with Chase. He had a really strong car in the first half there, and I knew he was pretty good. We struggled a little bit in the first half, but also just trying to save tires. I think everyone kind of was trying to save tires a little bit, and then we came in, took 2 tires, and we made a really good adjustment on the car, and it kind of just kept it right where it needed to be for the last 100, and we were able to race hard there with Chase. That was fun. It was a racy track. They sprayed some VHT down on it and gave it a bit of a second groove there, and made it really racy. So it was fun, and just super pumped to get it done with my guys. They've obviously worked so hard with me for however many years, and to get a win in the U.S. against that competition was big for myself, but also all those guys who put in all the hours of the shop with me every week and have been supporting me since the beginning.
Kyle, it wasn't that long ago, and a lot of those competitors down there wouldn't have known who Kyle Steckly was, or wouldn't even care who Kyle Steckly was. And in a short period of time, you've really made a name for yourself down south, and with the different divisions. And now, you're a Red Bud winner from last year. You've been competing in ASA Stars Tour competition, and all the different things that you're doing. Do you feel it when you're in the pits now at these racetracks that, maybe the intimidation factor that would have been there before, maybe it wasn't even there, but I would think there would be a little bit of intimidation going up against the guys you're going up against. Do you feel that sort of dissipating now and being able to just go ahead and do what you do?
Yeah, I feel like I've been racing in the States now for kind of long enough that it's became that we're all just humans who put our pants on the same way in the morning, and we all are there to win the race, and we're all racers, and really we're all the same no matter what we've done. So obviously racing against guys like Kevin Harvick and the Bubba Pollards and Stephen Nassies and all those guys is surreal, and it still is surreal to this day. But I think it's helped me realize that we're all just humans doing the same thing, and getting these past couple wins that we have has definitely boosted my confidence a little bit, and helped get my name out there for sure. I talked to Kevin Harvick a lot after the race last weekend or last Wednesday, and just being able to talk to those people and make connections like that is pretty cool.
Well, you kicked his butt, just hands down. You were faster than both he and his son. I know when I was watching the broadcast and I seen Keelan didn't come in and pick up tires where the rest of the field did, I thought, man, either he's got something that I don't know, or he's going to throw the anchor out as soon as the green flag comes out. And sure enough, it was a miscue, I believe. He should have went down and he didn't. But it happens in racing, and it happens fast.
Yeah, and honestly, we were sitting there. So it was a 200-lap race, and we all came in at lap 88, which was definitely a little early. And I thought his strategy might work out okay, but it ended up that track position was just very important. And I think he struggled to get around a couple guys once he got up to like the 5th, 6th area. And everyone was so good. So it just made it tough. But I think with if cautions or restarts would have went his way more, he would have got up there because he was pretty strong in that second half. And, it's cool to see that, although it sounded like a bit of a miscue, it did put some strategy and we got to see him come from the back a little bit and try something different than the rest of us.
Well, it was incredible to watch. You could pretty well drive anywhere around that racetrack, be it high lane, be it low lane. Where did the car respond the best? On the bottom? Because you looked real fast up top, too.
Yeah, definitely on the bottom was where I wanted to be. I felt that was fastest, but the car was good everywhere, like you said. We made the top work pretty good. That's how we ended up getting around Chase, and I feel I just really had a lot of maneuverability to, get in people's heads of, like, I'm running the top here, and then, they start blocking and then I can go back to the bottom or so on. So that was cool. And it made it really fun in the race for me to just have such a good car that I could do that. But yeah, that's also a shout out to the track for putting forth an effort to try and give us an extra lane to race in and help move the track around to get some better racing for the fans.
No, that Owosso Speedway is just incredible. What Rex does there and what he has done, it's just, it's crazy. Awesome to watch and so cool to see. We're with Kyle Steckly. He won the Masters of the Pros. He did that, and then quick like a bunny. He didn't come home. He had to right from there to Newport, where you just competed last night in the ASA Stars Tour. Kind of a struggle at that track, but you made the best of it. And you did come away with a 7th place finish. Not bad for the day that you had.
Yeah, it was a fight. Proud of my Wilson guys and everyone we fought all day to get that result. So all in all, it was a solid result for what we had. We got some damage early on, and it bent my rear end over an inch. So it just kind of frustrating that we kind of made that mistake on our behalf, and then that's just part of racing at a tight little bull ring like that. So we were coming up through the field. We had a bad qualifying effort. I missed up a little bit, and I don't think we ever really had the qualifying speed that some of those guys did, but we weren't too worried about it. We rolled off from the back and kind of made our way up to I think 6th there, and then we got damage, and from there is just holding on for the rest of the race. So, it's one of those deals, but we did have strong speed at the start there, and we'll keep our head up and go to Owosso next with ASA, which is obviously one of my strong tracks. So hopefully we can do well there.
You'd be licking your chops to get back there. I know anybody that watched last night's race would have heard the 24 car chirping you, a teammate of yours. Did you guys get that all sorted out afterwards? Because she was pretty hard on you, and she didn't need to be because it wasn't your fault that she ran out of talent there for a moment.
Yeah, I talked to Jade after the race. I mean, I think she was just frustrated in the moment, and probably rightfully so. The first contact we had together was kind of on me and my spotter, honestly. I was trying to cross and didn't realize she was there. So that one was on me, and that's where we got the damage that kind of altered our night. But then the next one, I think she felt like she got pinched, and looking back at the replay, she kind of realized that there was room there for her. So all in all, it's just a tough racing deal. Everyone's racing so hard, and it's something we probably need to look at as teammates. There when we got that first damage, it was me, George, and Jade, all three teammates racing pretty hard. So, it's just one of those deals where it's a tight little bull ring, but at the same time, we are teammates early on in a race. So, we'll look it over and see how we can work a little better as teammates going forward.
Well, there's not much more you can do as a driver, Kyle. You're there to win the race the same as everybody else, teammates or not. And I might add, they're going to have to get used to it because coming out of the Wilson stable, you got to know that all three bullets are going to be fast. You're going to be up there running with the best of them. So, you got to let those little things slide on by. But I just thought she was kind of hard on you and didn't need to be because it wasn't your fault. But that happens in short track racing. Now you get a little bit of a break, if you want to call it that, with ASA Stars Tour. I don't believe you guys are back in business there until mid-August or so. What's that do to you? You're never on the couch. You're never taking time off. And I can't help but notice the Stewart's 175 is coming up at the beach that you absolutely love running at. Are you coming?
Absolutely. Yeah, we got the beach this coming weekend. Excited to be back there. We've had a really strong showing there the last, 6-7 times we've been there. So looking forward to that one again and try and turn our APC season around a little bit. But it's a break from the supers, but we got a lot on the go. We've got a couple additional races in the works that I can't say anything about yet, but I'm supposed to have an off weekend August 8th. So I think that off weekend might turn into a race weekend. And then, we're going to be going to Berlin with our own late model with the 22 racing guys again. So looking forward to that after our strong run at Owosso. And then, we're just going to keep plugging along. We got Sauble again at the end of August, and then we're at Owosso. So staying busy, lots of racing, and looking forward to keep plugging along with my 22 APC car.
Well, you keep doing what you're doing, Kyle, and we'll keep everybody up to date here on Racetime Radio as things develop. I can well imagine it's going to be exciting news if it all transpires. We appreciate the time tonight. Oh, and let your dad know. I was watching the Owosso broadcast, and they got a quick interview with Scott on there, and just tell him he hasn't lost a thing. You could see he probably wanted to be in the car with you, but he had to stay outside, and it's all up to you now.
Yep, I'll tell him.
Yeah, good deal. Kyle,
thank you, Joe.
Thanks so much for the time. Safe travels, and we'll see you at the beach on the weekend.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
You
see you
bet.
then.
Kyle Steckly right there does a great job behind the wheel coming back to Canada. He had a good, successful weekend down south of the border. And, of course, that was all brought to you by Stewart's Equipment. From Erin and Cookstown. They've got all different locations. Get to their site, check them out. And we got to thank Stewart's for all the support they give us here on Racetime Radio. We're going to hit a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk to and have on the winner of this year's IWK 250. We got Nicholas Naugle coming up. Stay with us. We will be back, all with you live from the Racetime Radio studio.
Hey everybody, I'm Summer and we'll be right back on Racetime Radio.
Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter. Napa Auto Parts Stores, Port Hawkesbury, New Glasgow, and Antigonish, Nova Scotia.
The NASCAR Canada Series is on Rev TV, Canada's only national touring series, featuring the best drivers in the country. Racing on challenging street circuits, ovals, and road courses. The NASCAR Canada Series on Rev TV. Brought to you by WeatherTech Canada.
Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by Two-Speed Motorsports in Hanover. Shop now for Raptor filters, set-up wheel plates, roll-off scale stands, tire carts, and more. Proudly made in Canada. For details, get to twospeedmotorsports.com. It's time for over 30 years. Quick Fire Starters have fueled this sport on and off the track, making lighting your campfire as easy as 1, 2, 3. There's no need for kindling or paper. Just pop your Quick Fire Starter in the pit, add your wood, and presto, you're a pro. Quick Fire Starters. No harmful chemicals, and guaranteed to light your fire every time. Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter. Tonight's Racetime Radio is fueled by BP Race Fuels, the worldwide leader in race fuel technology, and by Rev TV Canada. From 2 wheels to 4 and so much more. The race is on Rev TV Canada.
From the high banks of Daytona, we cover it all. Ooh, that's going to leave a mark. And now, back to Joe's.
Hey, shake and bake, Cal! Woo! Shake and bake!
Here on Racetime Radio.
And welcome back, one and all, to Racetime Radio. So glad you could tune in here tonight. Much appreciated. And do us a favor, you're tuned in on our YouTube channel. Please hit that like and subscribe button. We make it a little bigger every week, thanks to you out there for tuning in. Let's get back to the Zoom line, shall we? And bring in a guy that has been on a tear, and he picked a perfect time to get razor red hot, and he did that at this year's IWK 250. He drives the 08 for Brycon, and his name is Nicholas Naugle. He's with us tonight. He is an IWK 250 champion. Look, you can see the trophy right there. Nick, how are you?
Good. And yourself, Joe?
Fantastic, man. A good run for you in the IWK. Has it sunk in yet?
I think it's just starting to come around now. I know the first couple days after the race, it was still hard to believe. Still kind of coming to fruition is probably the best way to put it. It's definitely a euphoric feeling. It's crazy to be able to say we're an IWK 250 champion.
That's so cool, man. I think back, I got there on Tuesday night, late Tuesday night. I was there for Wednesday night, the Dash, a new race that Riverside put into play last year. So this was the second year for the Dash, and it's a 75-lap race for these guys. More of a paid tune-up, if you will, getting ready for the IWK. And, of course, Nick, you jumped into that one. Man, it looked like you were going to win on Wednesday night as well. Wasn't in the cards. You got tied up. That car got wrecked up pretty good. But thankfully, you had the Saturday car, if you will, up high in the trailer, and it was ready to go. Speaking with you beforehand, you said, little side note, that one's probably quicker than the one I'm driving here tonight. And, man, Nick, it proved to be that was quite a race. Start with Wednesday night. Were you really, I don't know even how to ask the question. Were you trying to go after that win? I know you were. You wanted to win. Everybody did. But was it something where you wanted to make the statement, win Wednesday, win Saturday? What was the thoughts?
Yeah, no, we had brought a secondary car for that Wednesday race, and it was kind of a new build for us, just a little different than what we're used to running. And I was real happy with it. We managed to put it on top of the board for all the practices, as well as qualify first, which was really big for us. That's a different direction than we normally had with our program, and I was happy with it. unfortunately, in the rush of trying to get that car and the other car together, we probably had some oversights and ended up having a parts failure on that car, which led to us backing it into the fence. It was a shame because it was a real fast piece, and I won't say that it killed my spirits. If anything, it probably lit a fire under me, saying we really do have to prove that we're still here to make this happen. And I think it was that was part of the driving force for us on Saturday.
I gotcha. But hey, it's all part of it, right? The big eye was on your eye was on the big prize for Saturday, but it was kind of nice having that race on Wednesday night to get it all put together. Probably a good thing you had two cars, though.
Oh yeah, no, the Wednesday night show is kind of a nice addition. I think of it more of as a fun race is probably the best way to put it. You kind of get an insight into what everyone else is bringing to the table, what to expect for the coming Saturday. But if nothing else, it's just a reason for us to show up Wednesday night and kick the weekend off right and have a lot of fun with the other guys.
How bad is the '08 from that Wednesday night? As you mentioned there, you backed it into the fence. It was no light hit. It was a good swat. How bad is it?
That car is currently sitting just waiting for a quarter panel. We got it all fixed up. It's ready to hit the track again. And unfortunately, quarter panels are back ordered at the moment. So whenever one of them shows up, we'll bolt that on and it'll be good as new.
And ready to go. That's even better news. Now, talk about the IWK 250. It's monumental. It's got to be one that it is different than every other race that you guys run. There's so much emphasis into it. And I know you're coming up to another 250 at Scotia. And, man, it's another huge event. But the IWK 250 has got to really play mind games with you as well. Mentally, is there a big difference between that race and every other one? Is it just me looking at it, or is it definitely different?
No, the IWK definitely holds its own prestige around it. It's a race that you can mention not only throughout Canada, but through the States and the South, that even the drivers down there mention it's on their bucket list, which I think is really cool. It's just such a big race to prepare for. And when you're there, it has its own aura around it. And you can stand there on the front stretch. And I don't know if it's the just sheer amount of fans there or the environment, but it holds its own spot. And it doesn't put down the other 250 that we're coming to run. I mean, the next one holds a special place in my heart, but that's probably because I cut my teeth racing at Scotia Speed World. I grew up watching guys like John Fleming win that race, and I've always said that I'd love to get one of my own. But just to be able to get our first 250 win of anything at that IWK 250 with such a crowd there to share it with on its own, it was just an amazing feeling.
Well, it's funny because promoters will say that there was 10,000 people at this event, and they count 5,000 coming in and 5,000 going back out. That's how they get to their tent. Legitimately, that place was loaded. I don't think you could have got any more people into the facility. I want to say there was close to 12,000 people on that property. Even Friday night, with the rain conditions and everything. Nick, it was crazy. You were there on Friday night too, right? Just not racing.
Yeah, no, I was given the opportunity to spot for the 85 car of Kenny McKenzie Jr., and I can't thank them enough for it. It was awesome. We fought out the rain and were able to go there and contend, and it was definitely a good time. But like I say, that whole event has its own again aura, I want to say, but it's hard to explain to anyone. Like it's something that they have to get there and experience for themselves and show up on that Wednesday night, camp at the track, and be part of this massive crowd for 4 days, and just you really feel the environment.
Well, I've been trying to explain it for now 15 years, and trying to, without disrespecting any of the other big events that I go to and watch. And man, there is, and I'm not trying to slight any race at all when I say that this one here is a cut above, because to me it is a cut above, and I know it is to a lot of other people as well. And just watching it for the last 15 years, It's very distinctive, man. You get your name on that trophy, and you have really, really made a statement. And I find that out by talking with as many of those other people that have their name on the trophy that are still with us, and what it meant to them to have that. And really, that's what it all comes down to. It's just it's Canada's ultimate short track race, and it's proven. It has been proven once again this year. Take us back to the last few laps of that race. For anybody that hasn't seen it, I'm telling you, you need to see it. But take us back to the last few laps. You and the 99 of Craig Slonwhite. Craig, a 2-time winner, wanted to be a 3-time winner. You and Craig, and man, there was 4 cars at the front that were all chasing you. Take us back to what you were doing inside that race car.
Yeah, coming back on them last, I want to say the last 50 were really hard on my brain. We maintained the lead the entire time, but just the sheer amount of cautions, it just seemed like as we just start to get a little bit of breathing room, another caution would come out and tighten us back up. But especially on that last restart there, it was almost like a flashback, in my opinion. I sat there and it was me and the 99, and we're coming back to the one to go, and I'm given the opportunity to choose. And we're talking on the radio, what do we do? Do we take the high line or the low line? Do we want him to be inside of us? Is he going to try and run us up? I didn't feel that was going to be an issue. And we were in the exact same position 3 years ago, and we ended up on the second place position after it. But I told my guys, I said, we're going to take the outside because that's where we're better, and we're just going to focus on our own race, and whatever happens, happens. And sure enough, we fire off and we start getting racing pretty hard, and lost the lead down into 1 on the second time around. Managed to get the crossover back done, powered by the 99 car, and then it was just me and him starting to check out, and it was a lot of pressure, I won't lie. The great drivers behind me and trying to do everything they can to win this race. I know what it's like, but just managed to hit my marks lap after lap, and really just keep enough of a gap to get us that win. And especially on the last lap, as we come down and the 99 starts peeking inside of us, there was a lot of things going through my head. I mean, the option was there to try and run him down the track or try and do something dirty, and really, in all honesty, probably would have wrecked both of us. But it always goes through your head if what to do here. And again, I just went back to, we have a good enough car to win this. I'm just going to stay where I need to be, do exactly what I have to do. And sure enough, it was enough at the end of the race to get us a big trophy.
Just amazing. And I hear every word you're saying. Craig Slonwhite doesn't, he doesn't drive dirty. I heard him say it after one of the big wins, and I can't remember. It was one of the Cup guys, and he said, I don't race like that, but I wanted to win the IWK 250. So he got into him, and he did win. And it's going to happen in that race. I was just so thankful that the 08 and the 99 both crossed that start-finish line. That, to me, honestly, Nick, said volumes about both of you guys, but about the race itself. It's not about wrecking. Either one of you could have taken either one of you out, but you guys didn't do that. You ran incredibly hard, and I'll tell you what, people got their money's worth because of that. And I hear you when you say you made the decision to go to the top. I might add, in this race, the only person that gets to choose where they're going to start is the leader. The whole field doesn't get that. Just in the Pro Stock Tour, the leader gets the opportunity to choose high or low. And when I seen you choose the high lane, I went, Nick, I hope you know what you're doing up there, because the bottom was quicker. But man, you proved to be the right guy in the right place.
Yeah, no, and I definitely, that track holds a special place in our heart. That's exactly how we won our first race, was being given the high lane. And from that moment forward, I really opened my eyes to that there's always the possibility to go the opposite route as everyone thinks and really make things happen. And like I say, it was just an amazing experience, especially with all the fans there to help celebrate. being able to get up there and climb the fence and really just have a moment with all the fans and thank them. It was awesome, and I'm glad we were able to put on a great show for them.
Unbelievable. Did you run last night? PEI, Oyster Bed Speedway is where the Pro Stock Tour was. We're going to hear from the winner, the 83 at Corey Hall's coming up in the show. Did you go? You would have been there.
Yeah, we didn't bring a car. This year, our focus really is a quality over quantity program. And if I didn't feel as though we could get the car turned around in time to properly show up with a good piece, I didn't really want to really go there without our full intent. And again, I'm real happy for my guys. I thought they deserved a week off. And we've just been kind of full focus now getting that car ready for the next 250 again. I
hear you. Nothing wrong with that at all. And good on you. You guys did work awful hard. That IWK 250 week, probably more goes into that than most calendar months when you guys are getting ready for it. You did an awesome job, my man. Good on you for doing it all the way through. And Rycon has got to be happy, but same as the rest of the sponsorship. Who you got on that 08?
Yeah. First and foremost, I got to thank my father. He puts endless hours in the shop with me. I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else. I wouldn't want to fight with anyone else, is the way I say it, because we might disagree, but we always agree we're doing it as a family. I got to thank my mom, my girlfriend, the rest of my support systems. Like without them, I don't know where I'd be. They're there for my good days and my bad days. My entire crew, Bricon Construction, Mobile One, Celtic Air Services, McDonald Automotive, Wingnut Productions, everyone else. I'm sure I'm missing somebody, but that wants to help us aboard. And first and foremost, I got to thank all the fans. Love me or hate me, they all are definitely dead set on how they feel about us, and I love it. So just the more of them we can see at the track, the better. And again, thank you, Joe. You've been an inspiration, been a lot of help, especially for that race. No one else believed in me quite as much as you did, I don't think, and I can't thank you enough.
Well, I did. I believed in you. I've watched you, and man, I knew you were determined. You were coming home with either that trophy sitting beside you, the steering wheel, one or the other. It was going to come down to it. Nick, congratulations on all the successes. Your next race then is what, the 250 coming up?
Yeah, August 8th, you'll see us racing the 250 Esco Speed World. Following weekend, we are going to Montgomery, Alabama to race the Twins. And then you will probably see us chasing the next couple 250s around here and then follow us down south through the fall and into the winter.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all. Nicholas Naugle, congratulations. We look forward to seeing you back on the racetrack. And hey, get ready. We're only halfway through the year, I guess, right? You still got lots more to come.
Oh, yeah, I still got a lot of laps to turn in a lot of different tracks this year, and I'm looking forward to it.
You bet. Thanks so much for the time tonight, champ. We'll be in touch. We'll get you back on here. I know it.
For certain, Joe. I appreciate you having me on again.
That's Nicholas Naugle, driver of the 08 out there, IWK 250 champion, and you'll be getting some more wins. You can guarantee it throughout the course of the year here. We are going to hit a quick break. When we come back, I'm thinking Corey Hall is going to be up next. We'll talk to the winner from Oyster Bed Speedway, PEI, just last night. Stay with us. Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by Stewart's Equipment with 4 locations, 2 in Erin, Cookstown, and Stainer, featuring Kubota, turn faster, cut smarter, power up for spring, servicing South Central Ontario since 1955. It's at Stewart's Equipment.
Even though Napa is a nationally known name, nearly all of our stores are built from the ground up by local owners and families. People you might call neighbors will be here, there, and everywhere. Doing what neighbors do to keep their communities moving forward. To stop by a Napa Auto Parts store, you can count on Napa know-how.
Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts Stores, New Glasgow, Antigonish, and Port Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia. You can count on Napa know-how.
The NASCAR Canada Series is on Rev TV, Canada's only national touring series, featuring the best drivers in the country, racing on challenging street circuits, ovals, and road courses. The NASCAR Canada Series on Rev TV. Brought to you by WeatherTech Canada.
It's time for over 30 years. Quick Fire Starters have fueled this sport on and off the track, making lighting your campfire as easy as 1, 2, 3. There's no need for kindling or paper. Just pop your Quick Fire Starter in the pit, add your wood, and presto, you're a pro. Quick Fire Starters. No harmful chemicals, and guaranteed to light your fire every time. Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter. There's work and there's fun. Both require the right equipment. Since 1955, Ed Stewart's Equipment has specialized in both, with a full lineup of Kubota, Honda, Stihl, New Holland, and most selections are in stock, ready to go, with 4 locations to serve you. 2 in Erin, Cookstown, and Stayner. It's Stewart's Equipment. With the right equipment, work can be fun.
Your weekly fix of newsmakers and newsbreakers is found right here. We call it Race Time Radio with your host, Joe Chisholm.
And welcome back, one and all, to Race Time Radio. Just heard back from Ricky Summers. He's out in BC, of course, running a doubleheader in the Canadian Super Trucks. They're in the pits, and they're getting ready to go. So incredibly loud. He is not going to make the show tonight. We will catch up with him in a future show. We'll talk to him about the win, and we'll catch up about the weekend that the Canadian Super Trucks have had. They've been plagued by rain, those poor guys, and they travel huge distances, like 10-hour tow for those guys. And it depends. Some guys a little closer to BC than others, but they're a touring division. They went down to Montana, Polson. They had a great event down there. They got that one in. They raved about the racetrack, and that all took place the weekend of the IWK 250. So we got some catching up to do with the Canadian Super Trucks. We'll do that in the coming weeks. I can guarantee you we'll get some winners on and get everybody up to date on how those guys are making out in Western Canada. We've got Corey Hall coming up here in just mere moments. Also heard from Alex Tagliani. Those guys raced Edmonton just last night. Alex is going to be coming through the airport to do his interview. He's going to be doing it live on his phone. So he said, "Is that okay?" I said, "Absolutely, no problem." It'd be great to catch up with Alex. And he had himself some difficulty in race number 1 last night. Had some kind of engine issue, so we'll find out what that was. In the second race, he got the thing rolling. So it's just one of those things, right? You run a doubleheader. It's kind of cool to see the doubleheaders happen, but in the same respect, if something happens to the race car in the first event, it can make for a real long day and can cost you a whack of points if something doesn't go right. So we will catch up with Alex Tagliani. We'll also hear from Matthew Shirley coming up in this next hour. So we got lots coming to you. I want to put our thoughts and prayers out to Doug MacLean's family. Doug, the starter at Flamboro Speedway. And last weekend, there was an incident at the racetrack. Doug's the starter, and Doug passed away. Incredibly hard to deal with any passing, right, of anyone in our industry. But the starter at the racetrack, there was an incident there, and Doug did not survive. And it's tragic. I knew Doug. I spoke to him at the Gold Rush. He's been a starter at Flamboro Speedway for forever. And I know this hits the racing community, hits all of us hard. And our thoughts and prayers go out to the family, but also, John Caselli and Frank and everyone at the Speedway, all the co-workers. It affects everyone. And it doesn't matter at Flamboro Speedway. This would be felt all over the country. Whenever, there's a loss, especially when it has something to do with the industry. And it's just tragic. And our thoughts are with Doug's family, our racing family, everyone at Flamboro Speedway. They did a beautiful tribute last night. It was questionable whether the race was even going to take place on Saturday night. With Doug passing last Saturday, but good on them. And John Caselli, I believe, was quoted as saying, Doug would want us racing. He wouldn't want us parked. So they did everything possible to get the night underway and to get back on the horse, if you will. And they had a good night of racing. The number 3 car of Shea Gimmel went to victory lane. Pedal Power 51. If you missed the race and you want to see it, get to Pedal Power 51 on YouTube. And Ingrid sent me the clip. I'm sure Sue's probably rolling it as we speak of the last couple laps of the late model feature. It was a Grisdale Series event. And man, oh man, the 52 car and the 3 put on a whale of a show. The 52 had the lead with a couple to go. And the 3 car got him. 52 of Sheridan tried to do the crossover and just it didn't work. The 3 car ended up winning it, so congratulations to Shea Gimmel. And it would look like a whale of a race. I'm going to have to go back and watch just more than the last couple laps. It looked like it was well attended and definitely some real racing at the front of the field all the way through the race. So look forward to checking that out. But you can do that. Just like I say, Pedal Power 51 is the site on YouTube. Check it out and you can watch the whole night. Just incredible. I also want to remind you that CTMP, the Bridgestone Canadian Super Trucks, Super Bikes, I'll get it right. The Super Bikes are on their way to CTMP for this coming weekend. You don't want to miss it. August 7th through the 9th. So I guess it's not this weekend, it's weekend after. But the 7th through the 9th. My heart is in my mouth every time I see these bikes race the way they do. Ben Young is the current point leader in the Super Bikes, and Ben's just, he's a 5-time champion. Currently leads the points, so he's kind of looking at 6-time, and, wants to pick up CTMP and get that event and get things stitched up. It was cool. Bridgestone announced an extension, I believe, of their agreement with the Canadian Superbikes. So that's great news to have your main supporter re-up again. Tells you a lot about, the competitors and the sport itself when Bridgestone jumps in and extends their agreement for an additional 3 years, I do believe. So congratulations to all involved there. And CTMP, of course, new ownership this year. And we've got to congratulate the new ownership. They're lighting the lamp. They're keeping things going, and the facility looks fantastic. we've only got a few more weeks, and NASCAR Canada will be back at CTMP for their final event of the year on the road course. And they've got, in NASCAR Canada, one oval track left to run. That'll be Delaware Speedway. The rest of the events that they have are on road course setup. Of course, they got CTMP. They've got iCar still to come. The iconic GP3R in Three Rivers. That's always an extraordinary event where NASCAR Canada is the headline that weekend. And that the fandom that turns out for GP3R is totally off the hook. There's 70,000, 80,000 people that'll show up for that event, and they just absolutely love it. It's a great event. If you're anywhere close to Three Rivers on that weekend, check it out. Go. That's all I can say. Just go and check it out. You won't believe your eyes. You know the car count's going to be through the roof. But they've got one oval track race left at Delaware Speedway. The rest is road course. Let's see how this all shakes out. The competition is going through the roof in NASCAR Canada. Some different faces up near the top. I know the 96 car has been very consistent, but look now, the 74 is on his way up there. And you got to know that Connor Bell, driver of... I think it's the 8 car this year, he's the real deal. Watch him when we get to these road course races. And, of course, Tagliani just got to win at Calabogie. He's licking his chops to get to the road races. It's going to be incredible. We'll catch up with him in a minute as well. But what do you say we get back to the Zoom line and welcome in a winner from Oysterbed Speedway just last night out there in beautiful PEI. We've got Mr. Corey Hall with us, driver the number 83. What's going on, Corey? How are you?
I'm great, Joe. How are you?
Good. Sounds like the IWK woes are behind you, and you got the 83 car hitting on all cylinders now. You're back in victory lane. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It was good to finish on, that's for sure, right? So, no, it was good. It was a really fun event, and the atmosphere in Oysterbed is just always electric. I mean, they get an enormous amount of fans, and they're always excited, right? So it's that on top of the people there, it just makes for a great time.
Yeah, well, you picked up right where you left off. You won the spring race there at PEI. Did it feel the same? Did it feel like an extension of that race?
Yeah, that was a little bit of a weird day. Just it was misting and all that. So it was kind of hard to get the car to turn and have drive off. So we just kind of waited out and ended up coming away with the win. But this time the track had a decent amount of grip, and everybody was working on them, and just the car was just okay all day. It made some changes for the feature, and it really woke it up. And Robbie McEwen was tough, and the first probably 80 laps, I felt like he was definitely stronger than I was. We were able to get track position on one of the starts, and that kind of made for a little bit easier on our end to manage it. But he kept me on my toes and pushed me really hard.
Well, that's that. Robbie McEwen set fast time for IWK 250. It ran a real good race. And that 40 car, that's his home track. So you got to know whenever you step into a guy's home track, he's going to be real tough. And McEwen he's right there this year. Did I read somewhere, Corey, that the 83 was having trouble early in the day, and then you got that sorted out? What was the trouble?
Yeah, so I couldn't explain it or understand it any bit at all. But this motor that's been in our Fury car has been in it for 2 years now without being out or changed or altered in any way. Just keep changing the oil. Mm-hmm. And we unloaded, and we had 2 bent push rods right off the fire in first practice, kind of similar to what we had in Riverside with the white car. And it just doesn't make logical sense. So I was quite confused, but we were fortunate to get some, and the 01 Motorsports guys went to their shop and grabbed them, and we were able to get it fixed up and back on the road. Not too many people came over to offer help. I know that, but I'm sure they were hoping that we were going to be out. But luckily, we were able to get her fixed up, and off we went.
That's odd, isn't it? Like, I was standing with Corey at the IWK, and I knew he was out for issues, didn't know what it was. Went over to get a word with Corey, and he showed me the push rods that were bent. They were bent like a pretzel, man. It just, you never see that.
Yeah, with our other motor, it was a fresh motor that was just rebuilt. So we just have to assume that maybe a lifter collapsed or there was something wrong with. I mean, I have a hard time believing with the settings, but just a fluke accident. And then we got to Oyster Bed and had the same thing, and it's like, oh my God, what is going on, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, we were able to get her fixed up, and she was good.
Where did you qualify yesterday?
We won our heat race, but started on the poles. So with the way they do the handicap, I believe we started 8th or 7th or something like that, and just kind of took it easy the first 40, and then got up to the front bunch, mid part of that run. So yeah, the car was really good, and I was very, very happy with it. Yeah, Robbie was probably just as good and at times a little bit better. So it definitely had me sweating.
I bet. I wouldn't doubt it, especially at Oyster Bed Speedway. Corey, the next big race, at least I believe the next big one, is the 250 at Scotia Speed World. Is that your next race that you've got sort of circled?
We're going back to Oyster Bed next week for the Super Late Series.
Oh.
It's another 150. And then the weekend after that is our Cat 250, or I shouldn't say Cat 250, Scotia 250. And I'm definitely excited for that. I think we're going to have the motor fixed up for that, so hopefully we'll have the white car back there. I think we got a real good piece to continue on with if we can just kind of keep a motor in it.
Yeah. And it's one of those situations that I watched you in practice on Saturday, and the car was flawless. It was flying along. Everything was fine. Didn't really give you any indication that it was going to do what it did. Is there any way double checking to make sure that's not going to happen to you? There's really no way of detecting it, right?
Yeah, there was really no way to know that. Aside from we did have a slight issue in the heat race where the car overheated, coming on the last 5 laps randomly. And I thought it was odd because the amount of tape we were running was really no different than normal. So that was odd. And I'm wondering if the push rod come off on the exhaust side and it was building temperature in the motor instead of putting it out. So things like that, we should have probably done a little deeper dive once we've seen those issues, instead of just saying, oh, we need to run less tape. So, you always look back and for the next time, right, you want to be better. I know I'm going to carry 2 push rods with me from here on out, just in case. But, yeah, definitely disheartening with the 250 and Riverside. Just loved running that racetrack and felt like we had a really good piece, better than we had the year before, and it was going to hopefully be good, and just didn't get the opportunity to show that. But yeah, we're definitely looking at Scotia. It's one that we haven't won yet, and hopefully we can put a piece together to check that one off the list.
No, I can guarantee that is one that's kind of cool to have that one in the lineup of wins that you've accomplished. It'd be kind of cool to get that one, especially with an IWK 250 win that you got the year before. Like you said, that would be a good one to have. You go back now for the Super Late Model Series, the Super Clean, right? Super Clean Series. Will you change anything? Or do you just go back with the same car, same thing?
Same car, same setup. And then I think I got to get a little bit better if I'm going to run with Robbie. And Dylan was really close as well in third, but it was good in competition to have that 1, 2, 3. And, Jonathan got some damage and was running 4th before that. So I think it was going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's definitely been a good showing for King, and we've been really kind of hitting our stride over there. And obviously in Riverside, we had a really strong showing. Didn't get the overall win, but had a lot of strong finishes throughout the field.
Well, it was good to hear, too, and I meant to mention it, but Jonathan Hicken back into a car. Whose car was he in?
He was in Ashton Tucker's car.
The two car.
In the Brad Silver Motorsports car, yeah. They couldn't make it, and so John took the wheel of it, and he hasn't driven anything, I don't think, in, God, it would be 2-3 years, maybe. So it's cool to see him get back in it and have a little fun, and it's pretty rough racing in amongst that crowd with the Pro Stock Tour. So he kind of didn't have any issue giving it back to them as they were starting to get rough.
Oh, yeah. Well, great. I wish I would have been there to see that. Hicken is, he's the real deal. I've always enjoyed watching Jonathan Hicken in whatever he drives. That's cool. So you had a good weekend. You're setting the stage for next weekend and then into the 250. You got some good races coming up. What's in behind that? What are you doing? Are you going to do any more stuff ASA?
I don't know about ASA. I think after that, our focus is the Ox 250, which is another one that we had a really strong piece the first year we went and had throttle linkage issues, and that took us out. And then last year, just caught a bad set of tires. It kind of ruined our day and rallied back to the top 10. So just would like to get back there and hopefully get the car a little bit better again and hopefully have a strong piece to compete with there as well.
What do we got for sponsorship on that weight machine that you had there last night?
I had the Fury car actually last night.
Oh, did you? The black car.
Yeah, but nonetheless, obviously a huge thanks to Chris Fournier and Remax for Rollworks, Auto Sales, Plant Seafood, Livingston Steel, GS Racing, BTP Construction, Pick a Care, King Competition, Midcoast Excavation. Yeah, just a huge thanks to everyone that kind of gets on board and helps us get to the racetrack. It's cool to be bringing these cars to the track this fast, and as much as it sucks to have the issues that we've had, it's encouraging to keep rolling forward, knowing that the potential's there. We just gotta get our reliability issues sorted and hopefully be there at the end.
Well, you got to have all those different things that happen to a race team in order to have success like you have had. And hey, you've had your share of bad luck now this year. Now it's got to be heading down some easier trails to having some fun to go along with all the frustration. It's just all got to come together. If anybody can pull it all together, Corey Hall, it's you.
Yeah, that's definitely for sure. And on the topic of fun, I must say that the whole racing with Rob McEwen was the most fun I think I've had in quite a while. So I kind of needed that after injecting a few weeks. Just very, very fun to battle. It was side by side, door to door, a little nudge here, a little nudge there. Just fun, right? And that's what you want to do when you're a race car driver, is have those fun battles, and especially when someone like that you respect and work closely with. And obviously Colin's in the shop working on my car, and then he goes and crew chiefs Robbie's. So of all the cars, he's definitely wanting one of the two to win. So to get another 1-2 is cool. I know he wants to be on top with crew chief in his car for sure. So there's that little bit of that battle going on, but it's a lot of fun.
Well, it's all what you make it. And I know you guys at King Competition are making it more fun each and every time out. Congratulations on yet another W, Corey Hall. And I can't thank you enough for the time tonight on Race Time. And good luck with it. Get back out there. We get you back on the show next week if you're fortunate enough to take that checkered flag and not bend any more push rods, okay?
That's the plan. Hopefully we'll see you next week.
That sounds good. Corey, thanks so much for the time.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Joe.
You bet. Corey Hall right there. They don't make him much better. I got to tell you, too. We're at the IWK 250. He has his troubles. He gets these bent push rods. It's got to be driving him insane. It's the biggest race of the year. All the emphasis, everything else. And believe you me, these guys put everything into their program to go run this race. Disaster breaks. His car's not going to happen tonight. But what does Corey Hall do? He doesn't take his fire suit off and go up into the hauler and sulk. No, that's not Corey Hall. He goes up, takes his fire suit off, puts his king hat on, and down pit road he goes, and he's helping other guys all the way through. You wouldn't even know that Corey Hall just got his heart broke with a bent push rod and a bad motor. You wouldn't know that. Not with Corey Hall. Down he goes. He's helping somebody out, trying to make some more success and have fun. That's who Corey Hall is. And he's always a guy that I know I'd want to have him on my team. He is that good of a competitor. He's that good of a guy. And just kind of cool that he won the race at Oyster Bed Speedway. If you're out on PEI next weekend, you might want to check out Oyster Bed Speedway, the Super Late Model Series, a different series, but nonetheless very competitive. They're going to be back out there Saturday night and then get ready for the Midsummer Clash at Scotia Speed World just outside Halifax. You definitely don't want to miss that 250. It's always a burner, and it's definitely coming up. We're going to hit a quick break. When we come back, we're kind of hoping Alex Tagliani has cleared security and will be able to join us all live here on Racetime Radio. So stay with us. We will be back all live from the Racetime Radio studio. Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by Leaf Racewear. Fuel your passion and confidence at leafracewear.com. We're an essential part of any team.
The IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship is on Rev TV. Catch all the action live with full race coverage of the high-stakes action that North America's leading sports car series delivers. 4 classes, world-renowned drivers, and leading manufacturers putting it on the line to be champions. IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, right here on Rev TV.
It's time for over 30 years. Quick Fire Starters have fueled this sport on and off the track, making lighting your campfire as easy as 1, 2, 3. There's no need for kindling or paper. Just pop your Quick Fire Starter in the pit, add your wood, and presto, you're a pro. Quick Fire Starters. No harmful chemicals and guaranteed to light your fire every time. Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter.
The NASCAR Canada Series is on Rev TV. Canada's only national touring series, featuring the best drivers in the country. Racing on challenging street circuits, ovals, and road courses. The NASCAR Canada Series on Rev TV. Brought to you by WeatherTech Canada.
There's work and there's fun. Both require the right equipment. Since 1955, Ed Stewart's Equipment has specialized in both, with a full lineup of Kubota, Honda, Stihl, New Holland, and most selections are in stock, ready to go, with 4 locations to serve you. 2 in Erin, Cookstown, and Stayner. It's Stewart's Equipment. With the right equipment, work can be fun.
Even though Napa is a nationally known name, nearly all of our stores are built from the ground up by local owners and families. People you might call neighbors will be here, there, and everywhere. Doing what neighbors do to keep their communities moving forward. You stop by a Napa Auto Parts store, you can count on Napa know-how.
Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts Stores, New Glasgow, Antigonish, and Port Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia. You can count on Napa know-how.
Tonight's Race Time Radio is brought to you by Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter. Napa Auto Parts Stores, Port Hawkesbury, New Glasgow, and Antigonish, Nova Scotia.
Of newsmakers and news breakers is found right here. We call it Race Time Radio with your host, Joe Chisholm.
And welcome back, everyone, all live tonight from the Race Time Radio studio. So glad you could tune in. Well, NASCAR Canada was back on racetrack this weekend at Edmonton International Raceway, and it was quite a night. Big booming, big thunder and lightning, but they did get a couple races in. One was a little bit shortened due to the weather conditions, but they did get, let's say, 1.5 races in a complete night. So, but we're going to go back to the Zoom line, and we're going to welcome in a guy that went to Victory Lane, finally got back into Victory Lane at Calabogie just a week ago. His name, Alex Tagliani, and he is with us all live tonight. He is in the Edmonton airport, I believe. Tags, how are you, buddy? Nope, we haven't got Tags here. He's doing something here. Well, we'll just let you know. Well, I'll let you know when he pops back up there. But Alex did a great job at Calabogie going to Victory Lane. That's going to be Tag's first win in a couple of years anyway. Good to see him back in Victory Lane. You know he's a driven individual. He just always making sure that he can do everything that he can behind the wheel. And when he gets out there and has success, it's kind of cool. I see him now, but he's kind of upside down. There he is. We got him. What's going on, Tags? How are you?
Not so bad. You just went through the X-ray machine, buddy.
I didn't feel a thing. I feel a little lighter. You're, of course, Edmonton Airport, right?
Yes.
So,
exactly.
Quite a weekend for you there. You got race number 1. You had a little engine trouble. Did you get it all solved?
Yeah. So, unfortunately, the qualifying didn't go as planned. We had some electrical issue, and then race number 1 was just a car was really a handful, really difficult to drive. We had some pretty much like a setup that was like just undrivable. It developed like some loose in middle exit. I couldn't put the power down, and it was tough to drive, but so we the team did a good job. We recovered from that race, and in between the 2 races, they pretty much changed everything on the car, or a lot of things. And it's a shame because I think the car for the first time was quite connected. The balance was still loose, but at least the car was connected. And I think it would have been nice to start this way, because if we would have started that way, practice number 1, I think we would have had a chance to fine tune the setup with something that would have been more in the window, and I think we would have been able to compete, because right away at the start of race 2, you could see that we were in the game. We were doing same lap time as the leader, but the car just kind of like migrated to again some oversteer, and that's what we were fighting a lot in race 1. But the direction that we took in race 2 made us learn basically what we needed to do for this new tire, and how we need to approach the races. So it was just a missed opportunity, but I'm pretty happy with the damage limitation that we did, and also the fact that we learned something quite interesting, and we took race 1 as a test.
Yeah, well, you pick up on different things throughout the course of an event, and that's the trouble. When you have double features like that, it's kind of nice if you can get the gremlins out of the way for the second one. But in hindsight, if you have trouble in race number 1 and you can't run anymore, Now you lose 2 races, the one you were in and the one that you would miss. It's just kind of good that you were able to get points in both of them, especially coming off the win at Calabogie. That's got to be at least make you feel a little bit better heading to your next race.
Yeah, definitely. The Calabogie was really something special for the team because I won't lie. I mean, the team was expecting a win in that car for quite some time. Last year I think we managed to lead pretty much every race somehow, sometime. But then we always ended up being in some trouble or mechanical issue or at the wrong place at the wrong time. Strategy pit stop at Mosport, oil line in GP3R, a bunch of different little things. But nevertheless, they never give up. And I think for me personally, I was really happy to give them that win, just to see how those guys were excited and the emotions that they had. I mean, it was pretty much the right timing. And Mosport was again the beginning of the road course season with the 80, and we were in a position to win the race at that last restart with 2 to go, and then we walked away on that race with a heavily damaged car. So a couple of weeks before, 2 weeks before Calabogie, the car was still pretty much in pieces. So you never know when you're gonna approach the race if the car is fully in shape to compete at the front, or there's gonna be some gremlins coming out. So and especially we got cut short because there was one day out of the weekend where we were rained out. So yeah, there was a lot of stress, and people were fingers crossed, hoping that we were gonna be able to be okay. And finally, we were okay, and the car was good. So all the repairs were good. Everything that was done at Mike McCall was good. All the preparation that Don Thompson did on the car was good. And the crew, when they took the car in their hands, they were also good, and they were just head down, and they never kind of give up just because of that setback from Mosport. So it was just a testament of no matter what happened, the guys were still focused. The whole team was believing, and when you win like this, it's just a way to get a big weight out of your shoulder and and enjoy the fact that everybody around the trucks, the car, the celebration. I saw a lot of people crying, and you realize, how intense and how emotional it is, and that's what gives you pleasure as a driver when you're able to succeed, because it is. As it's not just a collection of trophy. You're not there to just collect plastic trophy. You're there to really enjoy, feel that you had a good time. When you also give a lot of satisfaction for the team that works really hard, then it's a plus. And those boxes were all ticked. And at the end, I texted with Kevin. And I was telling him, I said, look, I'm really happy about this race because the track repavement, the surface, the way that the tires were not degrading, the fact that we were doing our fastest lap time at the end, I was pushed. I don't even remember the last time I drove a NASCAR car and pushing the thing to his limit, in the last couple of laps of the race, because you always end up with no tires, with no equipment. So the track was good for that, and I was qualifying, from every restart to all the time we were on green. I was just putting my qualifying laps, and we were always separated by a tenth or a tenth and a half, sometimes 2 tenths. I mean, the biggest gap I saw in my mirror was 3 car length. So it kept me really honest the entire race, and I was pretty proud of the drive that I put up, because it was just super intense. You needed to stay focused. The mistakes, you couldn't do any mistakes. I did one big one. I underestimated the speedy dry, and I just on that restart I just went off. And lucky that when I could rejoin the track and I didn't get spun out by Kevin. He was pretty nice with me there. But other than that, I mean, we were fairly strong all day long.
We're with Alex Tagliani. He's out in Edmonton, ran a double show there just last night, but also coming off the win at Calabogie just a week ago. Alex, racing is all about timing. And if there's a good time for you guys to be hitting your stride and checking all those boxes, it's right now. You're coming into the sweet spot of the schedule for you as a driver, especially with all the fans that you've got in the province of Quebec. You've got a lot of heavy-duty Quebec races coming up, highlighted, I guess, with GP3R. That's going to be one that is absolutely paramount in everyone's, they all want to win that one. And if anybody's going to get hot, it's you, and it's right now. You got good timing right now.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we I think the win and the performance at Calabogie was a good thing because it also let us believe that, you know, we're in a good space heading towards those road courses, right? So there's still a lot of races to go. A lot of things could happen. I mean, we're going to need to be very consistent and be strong every race. So you have GP3R, you have Maritime, it's a new track. So a big challenge there for everyone. You're going to have ICAR, another road course. You're going to have Mosport, another road course. And you're going to have Delaware. And really, it's also 5 races in 6 weeks. And I think, you know, it's so you have that, but you have also the level of intensity and workload that you need to put through in between races. And I think, you know, hopefully everything will be okay. But you have there's new things that are also going to be thrown at us. So you have at GP3R, you have like a qualifying race that you're going to have to go through on Saturday. A 15 lap of pure intensity because you're in between walls and it's always very tricky there. So, I mean, you need to make sure that you are very careful in that race because it could destroy the next race, the next day. I mean, there's a lot going on. So, I mean, we're going to have to stay really focused pretty much all weekend. Every time we approach every practice, you know, like look at every little details and try to extract everything from the car for myself when I'm behind the wheel. And as a team, just limit all the little mistakes we can do and pray for no mechanicals. And if we can do that and we can be consistent, running at the front, stay clean, I think, you know, races like Calabogie are hard to come around because it's so competitive in the series. Now you have like, you know, top teams, top drivers, you know, guys know what they're doing out there. So it's not often that you come in a series like NASCAR Canada and you can just jump in a car and go up front and stay clean and win the race with no issue. So we'll take it, but I suspect like, you know, big challenges coming up in the upcoming races.
So we've got Markham coming up. That is what is used to be the Toronto race. Now it's going to be in Markham. All we've seen so far is a diagram, a pictorial of what the racetrack is going to be. If there's anybody that's going to shine on a racetrack like that, it's going to be you, right? You're the pro guy that has been road course all your life. What's your thoughts heading into Markham and what you've seen so far?
So, well, what I've seen, what I've heard, again, it's new pavement, but we don't know if it's the same type of surface of Calabogie, but it should be, you know, pretty good. It's going to be a slick surface, so very smooth. It looks interesting. I believe that we're going to be busy. It's going to be a technical track. It's not going to be a very easy track. There's a lot of braking where they're not straight on the approach. I mean, weather could always come into a factor, and that just basically throws a massive curveball. Yeah, I think overall, I mean, we're you know, like you say, it's challenges are coming from all directions. So you have new track, you know, you're gonna have to go and learn what you can learn by just walking the track and by looking at it and by approximating, you know, how you approach this track and what the car should be and all that. And then you have also, you know, the challenges that are coming from the competitors because, you know, they're quick and it's going to be always like a massive fight, you know, every weekend. And then you have like some races that are like GP3R that you're going to have like qualifying, you know, races on the Saturday. So it brings more stress for the team to make sure that your car is in good shape for the Sunday. You won't be able to change brakes and things like that prior to the main event.
Right.
And Three River is always like a thing where, you know, brakes are very difficult, you know, for a car until the end of the race. So there's so many new things. So I just don't feel that, you know, the Calabogie race is giving us, you know, any sorts of advantages, but it was really nice as a group to feel that and get pumped, you know. So like, if there's one advantage that we have is that we're all pumped. We know it, we could do it, and now we tasted it, and now the guys are even more hungry for more. And I think that's the only advantage I think we, you know, like a team could extract from a weekend like Calabogie.
No pressure, Tags. No pressure at all, right? Now you've let the team experience that. Now they're going to want to do it every time they go out onto the racetrack. You know, on an oval track, you hear guys say, well, I'm going to take the setup that we used at Peterborough, for instance, and I'm going to use it on this track. On road racing, coming off the win at Calabogie, the setup that they had in that car, is that going to be the same setup you're going to use at, you know, like Markham? Or are you going to use that setup at GP3R? Or is it all out the window and you got to go right back to square one with each one of those road races?
So, I mean, generally speaking, there's going to be some similarity. I mean, road course is road course. But, I mean, there's tweaking that you have to do because, you know, like, so Markham was extremely, Calabogie was extremely smooth. So, no bumps whatsoever.
Right.
Three River is quite bumpy. The surface is old. There's a bunch of concrete. You know, turn 1 and 2 is asphalt. There's a bunch of corners that have like exit curbs. So the car needs to put the power down in conditions where you're not always like in a forward bite position. You're sideways. Markham, I don't know. Again, it could be super smooth, but it's a street course. So, you know, the car has to be good in change of direction. If the track provides, you know, like a busy aspect, you know, behind the wheel and the car is basically thrown left and right, you know, like you have to have a very solid, stable car because as soon as you get unstable, I mean, it's difficult to attack. Yeah, so and Mosport is a beast on his own. So it's tough to. I mean, the only thing that it's good is like when you have a successful weekend like Calabogie, you learn certain things, and those learning things are applicable on other track. That doesn't mean that the setup stays the same, but you know the learning things that you took from a track. Allows you to maybe hit the right directions when you go to another track. So hopefully we learn a lot of things in Calabogie that we will be able to bring and to get us in the best ballpark possible at Three River.
Oh, that's the good part. You guys make good detailed notes, and each time you're at a facility, the notebook gets a little thicker and the knowledge gets a little better hopefully that kind of stuff applies all the way through. Alex, you got a bunch of great sponsorship on that race car. See, St. Hubert's on there. You have a bunch of them, and they would have been real happy with the win. And like you're saying, you're adding more pressure. Now that you won, they're going to want to win every time out. But you got a lot of great support on it.
Yeah, I mean, to tell you the truth, I feel very fortunate. Somehow, I can't explain to you why, but I always find myself in a position with meeting really amazing people. Saint-Hubert is a long relationship that I've been having with them for 10 years. It's a big honor for me to represent them. It's a big brand in Quebec. And they also carry my personal cookie now, my nut-free cookie in the restaurant. So it's big pride when you are capable somehow in your career to find sponsorship, but also finding companies that you like to represent. Doesn't always work that way, but when it's a pleasure for you to represent them, then it's an added bonus, right? And the coincidence and the timing, when I raced for Penske, I had a work logo on the car, and there's no way, when I drove the 22 car that one day, I thought that I was going to be able to carry the Words logo, the Words Canada logo on a NASCAR car. Many years later, now, you see the Word logo appearing on the number 3 car of Jason Zatoway's team. And some new sponsors like Power Blast Canada and Olimel have joined the club because they're a big company that do business with Saint-Hubert. So it's like I said, it's a real pleasure for me to represent all these companies. I also have a lot of fun when I represent them. There was this year I've done a lot of things with BetGRW as well, and I've done things with Georges Larac on the ice. So there's a part of Alex that is a racer and really enjoys being behind the wheel of a car and drive, because when I put my helmet on and I drive is the time where I'm the least amount stressed. It's completely counterintuitive. I don't know how to say. It's a contrast between saying that you are, not stressed behind the wheel of a race car going fast, but it is. It's like in my normal life, there's some stress on business. There's a responsibility. There's things that you do outside of the car that are not always the fun thing. But then when you're behind the wheel of a car, you're at your most relaxed, and that's why I kind of really enjoy still doing it, because it's my favorite hobby, because that's when everything gets disconnected. So I have that part of me that likes that part, and I have the part that because you're still connected with sponsors and you need sponsors to race. That sort of part of the business also is I like to develop, and somehow I always find ways to be with companies that I develop relationship over a long time, and it's as much as an honor to create these type of bonds with companies than almost winning a race, because you feel that you accomplished something, you feel that you succeeded something, like you made them happy. It's not always, like I said, the win and the flag or the trophy. There's other things in racing that they make you happy, and so mixing those two together, it's just keeps me young, keeps me, basically having the fire of still doing it.
Well, you add in you're a dad and you're a husband, or you add all of that in, and makes for truly busy times. Alex, this has been great catching up with you. Congratulations on the win at Calabogie. Congratulations really on a decent weekend in Edmonton. But we're looking forward to seeing GP3R and, CTMP and everything that's still to come this year, I got a sneaky suspicion this is only the first win of 2026. I think there's a couple more stuffed into tags yet.
I hope you're right. I really hope you're right, because it was nice to see the team that excited about it. And but yeah, we'll see. We'll definitely work hard for it, because it was a lot of fun to feel that and see them so happy. And I'm laughing because I spent some time over the weekend with Colin at his house here in Edmonton, and again, like my medicine is racing, and I'm sure that all the parents like across the world or across Canada, like with kids, sometimes kids provide stress to parents. Like my daughter is at an age where it's starting, and I'm gonna try to keep my medicine alive as long as I can, because it's the moment where I can have like my peace of mind. So yeah. So as a dad, it's as a parent, it's racing is still the right medicine.
It won't be long, and she'll be saying, "Hey, Dad, I want to do what you do. You show me how to race, Dad. Come on."
Yeah. She's into dance right now, and so sometimes on occasions I'm the dance dad, and I go support her as she came to many races to support me. But as they grow, they become their own little person, and they are demanding, and sometimes they're tough. So yeah, for a few times a summer, just basically turning the switch off is quite nice.
Awesome stuff. You're the man. Alex, thanks so much for the time tonight on Race Time. We genuinely appreciate it. Safe flight home. I know my son's around you somewhere around there. You guys will have some fun on the aircraft, I can well imagine. And we'll see you at the next race, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, buddy.
You bet. Alex Tagliani right there goes to victory lane at Calabogie and has a decent weekend in Edmonton. At the Thunder and Lightning, man, I'll tell you, I watched it all live on Rev TV. When I seen those final gusts of wind coming through and the flags were blowing up, you're in trouble. And, just amazing. I was talking to Joe Jr. this morning, and he said he couldn't believe it. He had visions, throwbacks in his mind of a couple of years ago when they were at CTMP and the tornado rolled through. Joe Jr. slid into Glenn Steyer's race car. That was he trying to think of a safe spot to go with a tornado bearing down. And Joe said, I was either going to jump into a garbage can, or he looked and there's Glenn's car. So he dove into it. He said those are the visions he had. It was crazy there last night. Thankfully, everybody is safe, and they got the event in. And just congratulations as well goes out to Loretta and Ron at Edmonton International Raceway. She does an amazing job. They do an amazing job promoting NASCAR Canada and the very race that they had there last night. Just simply amazing. And congratulations to them for pulling off another beautifully successful event in Edmonton. Despite Mother Nature, they got it all in. We're going to hit a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to go back to the West Coast, and we're going to welcome in Matthew Shirley. He drove the crushing it machine there last night. He was in both races and did a whale of a job. We'll check in with him next. We'll talk Bridge City 200. We got still lots to come at you. Stay with us, all live tonight from the Racetime Radio studio.
Race fuel technology.
Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by 2-Speed Motorsports in Hanover. Shop now for Raptor filters, set-up wheel plates, roll-off scale stands, tire carts, and more. Proudly made in Canada. For details, get to 2speedmotorsports.com. Since 1955, Ed Stewart's Kubota in Erin has provided top-of-the-line equipment featuring a full line of Kubota tractors and attachments. Let our knowledgeable veteran sales team match you up with the right product, complete with full parts and service for 70 years. Stewart's not only gets you going, but keeps you going. Stewart's Equipment. Get the job done. It's time. For over 30 years, Quick Fire Starters have fueled the sport on and off the track, making lighting your campfire as easy as 1, 2, 3. There's no need for kindling or paper. Just pop your Quick Fire Starter in the pit, add your wood, and presto, you're a pro. Quick Fire Starters. No harmful chemicals, and guaranteed to light your fire every time. Quick Fire Starters, the world's best fire starter.
Even though Napa is a nationally known name, nearly all of our stores are built from the ground up by local owners and families. People you might call neighbors will be here, there, and everywhere, doing what neighbors do to keep their communities moving forward. You stop by a Napa Auto Parts store, you can count on Napa know-how.
Tonight's Racetime Radio is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts Stores, New Glasgow, Antigonish, and Port Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia. You can count on Napa know-how.
The NASCAR Canada Series is on Rev TV, Canada's only national touring series, featuring the best drivers in the country, racing on challenging street circuits, ovals, and road courses. The NASCAR Canada Series on Rev TV. Brought to you by WeatherTech Canada.
And now, back with your host, Joe Chisholm.
And welcome back, one and all, to Racetime Radio. Just waiting on Matthew Shirley to pop up here. He was in the Crushing It. I don't know whether it was a Dodge. It had to have been a Dodge. He came out of DJK stable, drives the 28, and he was in both those races last night at Edmonton. And you'll remember we had Matthew on early in the year, and his plan was to run at Edmonton throughout the course of the season as well in late models, so we can ask him about that as well. He'll be getting prepared for the big Bridge City 200 that's coming up at Sutherland Automotive Speedway. Sutherland Automotive Speedway, I got it right. Out in Saskatoon, a beautiful facility. All ran, and it's unique. And what I mean by that, normally you get a racetrack like, say, Flamboro, right? Owned by John and Frank Caselli, and Sauble Speedway, Paul Grizel and Tina Cassidy own Sauble. When you get to Sutherland Automotive Speedway, out there, it is the whole group, the race base. There's like 400 owners of the Speedway. It's community owned by the people that are racing at the racetrack. So it's a very unique setup. It always has been. Back in the day, I don't know, I think somewhere around 2009 or so, I was out there and met up with Herm Hordell. At that time, Herm was the president of the organization, And I got a chance to sit down with Herm, and he explained everything and how it all went together. And, man, it was so unique. And what a way to be part of the community when the whole community is owning the racetrack. Everyone, mostly everyone there is on a volunteer basis. And there's a couple of paid positions, but not like you would see. I know back in the day when I owned Sauble, I had 55 employees that I paid on a nightly basis when we would go race. So pretty well every position at Sauble was a paid position. Now, were they making lots of money? No. They definitely were making lots of money, but nevertheless, it was always still a paid position. And out there, it's volunteer-based. So it's unique, and that's the best way to describe it. Pressure would definitely be on making a profit, even though I believe they're a nonprofit organization. The pressure would be not to lose money. And there's nothing like getting together with the whole community. All these short tracks across the country, despite where they are, they're all economic generators. And a lot of times, the Speedway will host an event. And, you know, they'll put their best foot forward, and they're spending X amount of dollars, say, like, let's use the Stewart's 175 coming up at Sauble here next weekend. It's going to be a huge event. You've got teams all coming in. You got race fans coming in from across the province to see that race. Now, the Speedway pays the money to bring the series in. You've got insurance, and you got hydro, and you got all the expenses of the Speedway. And trust me, there's a lot of expense to a racetrack. You've got all those pressures. Now you got to turn around and look at the revenue generators. And, yeah, you got ticket money coming in from, you know, the spectator side. And, yes, you have the back gate revenue coming in and your concessions or your food booths. But that's pretty well the extent of the revenue that's going to be coming in. Yet, when you look at the community, when the people come from all over the place to come and see this race, well, they're going to show up probably or somewhere around noon. They're going to go down and experience Sauble Beach, and I suggest everyone do that. It's a beautiful freshwater beach, beautiful sand. Chances are they're going to, you know, stop by the local establishments and pick up lunch or, you know, an early dinner, and really have a good time with the family at the beach for the day. And then they're going to head to the Speedway that night. Chances are they're going to have to fill their car up with fuel. And there's a lot that goes into it. The community, what I'm driving at here is, the racetrack's got a chance to, bring in, say it's $40 for the race. They're going to get $40. Out of that $40, they got to pay for everything. So from a profit loss standpoint, they're going to be lucky if they get $2 or $3 per person that they can put aside and say, well, that's profit for the day. Where the community, on the other sense, that family that come in probably spent somewhere $100, $150, somewhere around there, that they put into the local economy just by coming to see the race. So the community actually has a way better opportunity to be in a profit-loss situation. The community is going to win because the economic impact that's going to be felt in the community because of the Stewart's 175 being at Sauble Speedway, the community is going to win big time. And that's something that really kind of gets lost in the shuffle. I use Sauble just as an example, but that happens right across this country. And there was one thing that I was talking with a guy at the IWK out at the 250, and I said, you know, our sport is the only sport that I'm aware of that generates income tax, it generates sales tax, entertainment tax. There is tax like you wouldn't believe that happens with the racetrack. And when it comes time for the government to help out the short tracks, they're non-existent. There is no government money from a municipal standpoint, federal or provincial. We're getting nothing put into the industry. It's all up to us to generate that income, to make everything work. And believe you me, it's really tough on these local racetracks to be able to keep up and, stay alive. And in order to stay alive, they have to make a couple of dollars, or it's quite simply not worth it. Just in, municipal tax alone, your property tax, I can say back in my day when I owned Sauble, it was costing $28,000 a year for just our property tax. That's how much that was. And I would just shudder every time that tax bill came in. I would say to Sue, I don't know where we're going to get that $28,000 to pay just our municipal tax. It was just simply craziness, and nothing ever gets poured in. If kids play hockey, and we all love the sport, we're Canadian, it doesn't seem to matter what sport there is out there, hockey, football, soccer, you name it. There's all kinds of government assistance that goes in to all of those sports in one form or fashion. Auto racing and short track racing that we all love, we don't get any help at all from the government. And I think, it would be high time that the government looks at our industry as a revenue generator and does something to help those racetracks and to help the race fans out, because there's no doubt the amount of money that is generated through short tracks it's an astronomical number when you add it all together. And you could do that province by province, and maybe we're guilty of the fact of not getting studies like that done and, having a comprehensive crew together that would lobby the government for some support. You think back to the horse racing days, and remember when all the horse tracks were in trouble, and they were all going to go out of business if the government didn't step in and help them, and the government did. They stepped in and helped them. A lot of racetracks now have casinos in them, and they're profitable. Well, I don't think they're ever going to give us casino licenses, but there should be some form of assistance. There's a lot of good that your local racetrack does in a lot of special ways. How many more young kids would be speeding on the roads had it not been for a local short track where younger members can get out and experience speed on the legal side and a safety side, right? With the helmet and the fire suit and everything else. There's a lot to be said about your local short track, and sure hope that you can go out and experience that short track and get out there and be part of the sport. It doesn't matter whether you're driving the car, watching it, crewing on it, you're part of the racetrack. There's all kinds of different ways you can get involved with the sport, and we'd love to have you as part of the sport in whatever fashion. Fans, man, we need more of them. So tell your neighbors to come out. A lot of different speedways, kids 12 and under are normally free. Not at every racetrack, but at a lot of them, that may be the case. Round up the kids in the neighborhood. Their summer is almost over too, right? They're going to go back to school. Round up the kids in the neighborhood, stick them all in the van, and take them to a short track race. Watch and see what those kids do. They'll absolutely love it, and you will be the neighborhood hero for rounding up the kids and taking them out and having a good time. Some of the best times that I can remember as a kid were experienced at the local short track. I happened to be at Flamboro Speedway, and in the later years, my wife and I would go to the Sauble Speedway, and we absolutely loved it. I loved it so much I bought the company, And, I'm still in the sport. But the point I'm trying to make is get out to your local racetrack. Doesn't matter whether you're out in Newfoundland, you've got right there, Eastbound International Speedway, oval track and a drag strip all in one, just outside St. John's. I want to say there's still one at Bishop Falls too, but I'm not sure of that. There used to be a dirt track out there. Bern Hickey had it. But you've got speedways in every province, and get out and experience it. You'll have a great time, and I know the racetrack will love to have you out there for a night. And if you've got some suggestions, jot them down. Let the speedway know what the experience is like that you've had. And if you think, you can do something to make things better, racetracks always love hearing from the race fans. And I know I do here on Race Time. Love hearing from our viewers. And you can do that anytime. Email me. Joe@racetimeradio.com is my email address. Feel free to email me if you got something positive you want to say. Even if you got something negative, something you didn't like, let us know. All those things are input into the sport. And I know I speak for absolutely everybody. We want to make it bigger. We want to make it better. And it doesn't happen without race fans. So anything we can do to make your experience better in short track racing is absolutely what we want to do to grow it and to make things bigger and better. Oscar, they were on track, or they're going to be on track. Let me put it to you this way. Normally they run asphalt, right? Peterborough, Sauble, Flamboro. Not next. August the 8th, they're off to Brighton Speedway. They're going to be on dirt. You want to see something? Catch Oscar. They're going to Brighton, and it's going to be the hot rods on dirt. It's going to be quite a show. You want to check that out? Flamboro Speedway, they're back at it on Saturday, August the 1st. They've got Canadian Vintage Modifieds, and they've got a whole pile of different classes that they're going to run. And, of course, Sauble Speedway. You want to come and check it out? The Stewart's Equipment 175. It is the APC Series. It's going to be an awesome show. And I might add, APC is going to be doing back-to-back shows there. They're back again August the 22nd. And when they come in the next time, it's the Superstock, the Dayco Superstock Series, is also going to run at the beach. So it'll be the Stewart's 100 and the Stewart's 50. So how about that? Stewart's jumping in on pretty well everything at Sauble Speedway. I was hoping to have Matt Shirley on the show here tonight, but they are driving home from Edmonton. So they could be in a bad location, no cell signal. You know what it's like, right? Things happen. And we didn't catch Matthew tonight, but we will catch up with Matthew. I can guarantee it in the coming weeks. He'll be getting ready for that Bridge City 200 out there at Sutherland Automotive Speedway. If you're going to be anywhere close to Saskatoon, maybe on your way out west or on your way home, and you're going to be going by there, stop in and check that racetrack out. It's a cool one. It's true. And the Bridge City 200, I'll tell you, is off the hook. That is going to do it for us tonight on Race Time. Sure hope you enjoyed the show. Remember, email me anytime, joe@racetimeradio.com. Want to thank Susie Q in the production room for doing all the graphics and hooking us all up. Also want to thank you for tuning in, as you do, each week on Race Time Radio. We'll be back with you again next Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, all live from the Race Time Radio studio. That does it for us. Have a good one, everybody. Be safe and get to your local racetrack. We'll see you there.
Thanks for listening to Racetime Radio. Visit us on the web at www.racetimeradio.com. We hope you'll join us again next time for more Racetime Radio.
Come on now, dig.
Exclusively on your home for the hardcore race fan.
Excellent, buddy, excellent.